Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So it is that time again for my monthly wrap up and TBR for the following month, but I've actually read enough to be able to do a wrap up for just 1 month instead of having to do 2 months in one go. So in the month of August I actually read 8 books and I'm currently on my 9th. I'm filming this on the 28th, but I don't think I'm going to finish it because I do have a couple of things going on in the next couple of days, because it's my mum's birthday on the 30th, so I'm obviously going to be spending that day with her. But yeah, no, I thought I would do my wrap up for August and then my September TBR. So like I said, I read 8 books in September, and the first one I read was August. I can't English right now. First book I read was Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. I think I gave this a 4-star, so it was a little bit better than Done and Dusted, but not much better. I still like both the books. They're very quick, easy cowboy romances. They're funny. They're very quick to get through. I read this in one sitting because I listened to the audiobook, and I think it took me like 3 hours to listen to it. You know, I gave this a 4-star, and I am still going to get the 3rd book in the series because I do enjoy it and it's just a fun little series to read. So yeah, that was that one. The second book that I read was, actually it's not this edition that I read, I did a reread of Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. The reason I reread this is because I highlighted and annotated it for Geordie's birthday, and I basically read the last 300 pages of this on the 12th, the day that I was sending her presents, and I got through the last like 300 pages in like a few hours. But yeah, this book is still a 5-star. It just reminded me why I loved it so much, and I cannot wait for book 2. I need it like right now, but it doesn't come out until October. But yeah, no, I love this series. I love this book so much, and I honestly want to reread it again so I can annotate my own edition. So the 3rd book I read was Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. This is like the first book in the Throne of Glass series. It was the 2nd for me because I read Assassin's Blade first. Because Assassin's Blade is the prequel, and then obviously this is the like first official book in the series. I gave this a 4.75. I absolutely adored this book so goddamn much. I loved it so much. The only reason it wasn't a 5-star is just because it felt like something was missing, and also it's the first book in a series. But yeah, no, I'm obsessed with this series. I love Selena, I love Dorian, I love Kale. It just brings me joy. I love it. I'm obsessed. But yeah, no, this was the 2nd book I read, and I read this in like a couple of days. It did not take me long to read this. I think I can actually check how long it took me to read this. Okay, it took me a little longer than I thought, because I have a little review book that I got off from Fairy Loot a couple of years ago when I had a Fairy Loot subscription. I started this book, actually it took me 2 days. So I started it on the 14th and then I finished it on the 16th. And yeah, no, it was a phenomenal book and I can't wait to carry on reading the series. The next 2 books that I read were only 2-star reads. I wanted just like a quick, easy, simple romance, and like something that was like a little spicy, a little silly, but they were only 2 stars and they weren't anything phenomenal at all. I read 4 Step Brothers and I, and then 4 Daddies and I. Take what you will from that, okay? Just yeah. They were just 2 stars. They were spicy little short books. I think both of them were like 200 pages each. Moving on. Don't ask me why I read them, okay? I saw, this is what happens when you read something from a quote on TikTok. Oh, not TikTok, on Instagram Reels. Because I read a quote and it sounded really good. So I was like, okay, I'll read it. And I read the 1st book and I was like, I don't know why I'm putting myself through reading the 2nd book. But the 1st book ended on a cliffhanger and I was like, I feel like I need to read the 2nd book. So I did. And I regret everything. But yeah, moving swiftly on. The fifth book, well no, the sixth actually, because this is my sixth book for the month, was Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas. 5-star. The ending of this goddamn book, excuse me, if you read it, you know what happens at the end of this book, and oh my fucking god, I was not expecting what happened at the end of this book, because, you know, why? But yeah, 5-star. I'm literally obsessed with this series, and after I finished this book, I really wanted to go straight on to Air of Fire, but I had a couple of other books that, well, one I needed to read, and then another one I wanted to read, because Em kept on talking about it, and I wanted to read it so I could talk to her about it. But yeah, no, this was a 5-star, absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely adored this book, and I love Selena more and more every time I read another Throne of Glass book, just because she's so amazing. Okay, so the 7th book I read, I don't actually have a physical copy yet. I want to buy a physical copy because I adored this book so much. We have The Crimson Moth by Kristen Ciccarelli, I think it is. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. It's a weird spelling. I read this on my Kindle, and I also listened to the audiobook. I actually listened to the audiobook of all of these books that I've read this month, apart from the 2 that were on my Kindle. They were Kindle Unlimited reads. But when I tell you, I have not stopped thinking about The Crimson Moth since I finished reading it. I'm so in love, and I need book 2, but guess what? It doesn't come out until February next year. February next year. The audacity of this bullshit. I need the next book. I need it. Because, it was so good. I loved the main character, Rune. I loved the magic system in this book. It was nothing like any other I've seen before. I can see why some people would have, not liked this book, because there were certain things that I know people have made valid points as to why they haven't enjoyed it as much. But I just personally, I found it so fun. It was such an easy read. It was just it just gave me everything I wanted at the time. Especially because I was craving to carry on with my Throne of Glass read. But yeah, no, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, so the 8th and final book that I have actually finished in the month of August was The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. Now, this is the one that was talking to me about. Honestly, if you guys want good book recommendations, I'm going to link her TikTok and her YouTube below. She doesn't post on her YouTube that often. She's only posted, I think, 2 videos on that. Actually, 1 video on there at the moment. But it's such a good video. And it's really good, you should watch it. But I'll also put her TikTok, where she does post on more regularly. She has the best book recommendations. I think every single book that she's recommended that I read, I have given a 5-star. And she's the reason why I'm on my Throne of Glass journey at the moment. But anyway, this book, first of all, I would say before you read this book, definitely check your trigger warnings for it, because it is a very intense book, and some of the stuff in it can definitely trigger some people. I don't tend to check trigger warnings because I don't get very easily triggered by things when it comes to books. I think there's only one book that's made me anxious before, and that was Jeanette McCurdy's autobiography, and that's just because some of the topics in there were a bit too close to home. But with this one, yeah, I would definitely say check your trigger warnings first. But if you're in the mood to cry, you want to feel pain, then I would say read this book. Because fuck me, is it sad. It drops you straight in there from the very first page, because it goes straight into the thing that would require you to look up trigger warnings. But yeah, this book was incredible. It was so beautifully written. I read this in a few hours. I listened to the audiobook of this from Audible, because I have the audiobook version. And honestly, this book just hurt my soul. And I need book 2. Emma's just finished reading book 2, and she said that one's a lot happier than this one, which I'm really excited for. I'm probably going to buy book 2 when I get paid. But yeah, no, I love it. And after you've read it, you'll understand what the flowers on the front mean. I love it. I love it so much. And I need to read book 2. But yes, no, I would say definitely read this, but check your trigger warnings first, because it's so amazing and it's such a 5-star read for me. So I have actually started a 9th book for the month, but I don't think I'm going to finish it because I have been ill the last few days, so I've not read anything since, well, it's only been 2 days. I didn't read anything on Monday and Tuesday, and it's now Wednesday. But this is quite a big book. But I'm currently reading Air of Fire by Sarah J Maas, the 3rd book in the Throne of Glass series. I'm loving it so far. I'm currently 72 pages in. But like I said, I've not been able to read the last couple of days. I might be able to get this finished soon, but I don't want to rush it because I don't want to rush my experience with this series. I know I read the first couple of books pretty quickly, but once I finish it, that's it. I'm not going to have any more books to... Yeah. So, I do want to read this and Queen of Shadows in September, if I can. But I've already started this, so I can probably get like halfway through in the next couple of days. But yeah, no, I'm in love. There's new characters being shown who I want to get to know them more. And also there's like, you're getting more detail on other characters who have already been, like Dorian and Kale, and I love it. I love it so much, and I can't wait to finish reading this. Okay, so that is all the books that I read in August. I am doing a buddy read with someone who I've met in Ellen's Patreon, like Discord group, and I'm doing a buddy read of Cemetery Boys. We have basically agreed to read up to a certain page, and then we're going to call in a few days and we're going to talk about it. But yeah, no, that is one that I'm kind of reading at the end of August or through into September. But now on to my September TBR. Okay, so the way I did my TBR for September is I put a few polls on my Instagram stories, and I asked people to go and vote on them, so I could basically do like my Instagram followers pick my September reads. And so I did 4 different stories. On the first one we had Saving Six, Flawless, Icebreaker, and Cross the Line. And the one that won is Flawless by Elsie Silver. I feel like I'm so behind the curve on this series, and if anyone saw my physical TBR video, yes, I'm aware this series is called the Chestnut Springs series now. I remembered after I finished filming. It's just at the time I was distracted. But no, I am going to be reading this. My mum has already read this book and she liked it. So yeah, this is the first book on my September TBR, and I'm looking forward to it because it's very, very popular and a lot of people seem to love this book. For the next set of pictures, I did Belladonna, Twin Crowns, When the Moon Hatched, and The Nature of Witches. And the one that won was Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I've seen a lot of good things about this on social media. A lot of people seem to really like this book, and it intrigued me, and also I just think the cover is really pretty. I love all the colours and stuff. So yeah, no, I am looking forward to reading this. The chapters don't look too long either, which I love. I don't like a book with long chapters, they annoy me. But yeah, no, this looks like it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to reading it, and hopefully it's as good as people say it is, because sometimes I have been, let down by social media recommendations. For the third poll, I did The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Behind the Net, The 7-Year Slip, and Mile High. And this one got kind of rigged by Chloe because she told everyone to go and vote for this book, and honestly I'm not mad about it because I know this book is very popular and I do want to read it. And that is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So Chloe, thank you for pushing this book into the list. I'm looking forward to reading this. I'm definitely listening to the audiobook of this because me and her were talking when she was reading Daisy Jones and the Six, and she said the audiobook of this one is really, really good. So yeah, I definitely want to listen to the audiobook when I read this, and I think I can either listen to it on Spotify or there's another one, BookBeat, and I think it's also on Everand. I'm on a couple of different audiobook ones. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. If you couldn't tell by the fact that basically every single book every single book I read in August apart from 2 were audiobooks. But yeah, no, I am really looking forward to reading this. I didn't expect to enjoy Taylor Jenkins Reid writing, but I really, really liked Daisy Jones and the Six in the end. So yeah, I am looking forward to reading this. And also this edition is just really beautiful. It's like an anniversary edition from Waterstones that I got a while ago. Okay, and then the final poll that I did, I had Assistant to the Villain, The Last Housewife, Last Night at the Telegraph Club, and Next of Kin. And the one that won was Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young. I saw Alan read this on her channel, and I can't remember what she gave it. I don't think she gave it like a very high score. I think she gave it like a 3.5. So I am a little skeptical about this one, but I am going to give it a try because I might have different opinions. But yeah, no, I got this from the works not long ago. I mainly got it because the cover is really cute. And there's also another book by this author that I will be reading this month because it's the book pick for the book club that we have in Ellen's Patreon, and it's Out on a Limb by the same author. So I'm going to try and pick that up from the works if they still have it in stock, because I know they had it in stock when I last checked, but I'm not 100% sure. If not, I'll just order it off Amazon when I get paid. But I'm going to look in the works when I go with my mum next week. But yeah, I think I have audiobooks for all of these books though. I'm gonna read them, but I did only do 4 books for the polls. That is mainly because I do have a few different vlogs planned for this month that I really want to do, and that requires me reading a lot more books. I think in total I have like 13 books picked out. So yeah, some reading vlogs will be coming your way. I am trying to see if I can work out my schedule so I can start uploading more than once a week, but I'm just not 100% sure as of right now, just because obviously I am starting university soon and that is going to take up a lot of my time. But yeah, no, that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you next time.